Fry's a roughhouser, but we've been knowing that. And Pearl looks adorable in her oversized jacket, but we already knew that too. What we didn't know was that this frenemies dynamic existed. The Deep Cut concert showed off these characters in a new light that we just don't get to see very often. And honestly, I really like how seriously they treated this concert. Everything from fleshing out these characters further to bringing in a live band was awesome. Though my personal favorite part was the poster used to advertise the event. The poster just treats the event with as much respect as any other, while using in-game brands in the process. This brand is a sponsor in Mahi Mahi Resort, which is also seen in the Splatoon 2 mailbox. By the way, it also shows up on DJ Octavio's speakers. And this brand is even in the same stage, and even dates back to Splatoon 2. Now, this logo I can only find in one place, which of course is none other than Mahi Mahi Resort. Funny enough, as a sponsor already. But why is putting these brands important in the first place? Well, because it bridges the gap between us in the real world and the Splatoon universe. Putting brands at the bottom of the poster implies that they sponsored the event. But the funny thing here is that the brands don't exist in the real world, but the event does exist in the real world. And these connections are further illustrated by using the date of 2/10 written in that iconic Splatoon style, and the headline of the poster even being Tokyo Live. We can conclude that translation, by the way, because the second and fifth character match up. And, well, the second word literally says live. Something I really love about the poster, though, is the way it flawlessly guides the eye for the viewer to consume all the information. Fry's hand and even Big Man's fin takes you from the top right logo to the bottom left with ease. And this works because the overall shapes are used to guide the eye. This logo, by the way, has a character from the Deep Cut logo, which then leads to Shiver's fan pointing to the iconic 3 colors, which are also a part of the Deep Cut logo. This isn't an accident, by the way, because the previous poster also shows Shiver pointing to the corner. This style of composition is very common in graphic design posters, and using the same design logic here makes it work as an in-game poster as well as a poster for us. The middle triangle of characters is the only part that I really couldn't figure out. It's definitely in theme with Deep Cut's branding, using traditional painting like the sign on their podcast, but I really don't know what it's meant to represent. It seems to use 3 characters overall, stylized into the triangle shape, but I can't really add much here as far as deciphering what it says. What I will say though is that this was likely hand done, then digitized, since the strokes look so unique from one another. It's a great touch that makes the characters feel more authentic and traditional. This detail is important, by the way, because if a digital brush was used, it would partially lose that authentic and traditional feel. The fact that these simple posters capture Deep Cut's branding so well is honestly really impressive. So not only was this concert a great opportunity to explore new character dynamics, but it was also a grand opportunity to once again establish this franchise's incredible continuity.